Why has Gen Z become the loneliest generation in America? Well, there's a few reasons for that. I think one major component of that has to do with the endless use of screen time, being on smartphones, being addicted to social media, not going outside, not making an effort to get out in the environment, making new friends, taking in new experiences, because we're so consumed on our devices. And honestly, I think that's taking a mental toll on Gen Z, Gen Y, Gen Alpha, all the new generations, essentially. I think that's a major component. Second, because the cost of living is so high, it's very hard for people to make time to spend time with friends, to go outside, go out to eat at a restaurant. These things cost money. And the fact that it's very difficult to make rent these days, to be able to afford groceries, to be able to afford gas, paying for car insurance, all these everyday expenses add up. And the fact that, let alone the chance of being able to afford a home, is feeling like an impossible task. So it's a lot of factors that are stacked up against our generation. And it makes sense why people are becoming more withdrawn from society. A lot of it points to our economics, but also the progression of technology, specific with social media use, the increase of screen time. This is keeping us isolated from being able to interact with other humans. To be human, to be present, means having to put your devices down and take in your experiences. Take in the world around you. And I feel that our generation is really forgetting how to do that. We're just too consumed with being selfish on our devices, but also, that's just one major key to the puzzle. But the fact that, with everything being so expensive, the cost of living is just through the roof. But also, it's our work schedule too. At least in America, most jobs are typically, the 40-hour work week. But sometimes it could be even longer hours, especially if you're in retail. There's schedules that exist that, people easily work 50, 60, 70 hours a week. And that takes a toll. And if you can't make, ends meet at the end of the month, you're forced to work overtime. Being forced to work overtime means you have less time for friends and family. This is why we are becoming the loneliest generation in America. These are things that we have to be aware of. And honestly, I think how Gen Z, Gen Y, Gen Alpha can take their time back is by being ultra minimalist, foregoing the things that, entrap us financially. Not signing up and financing dumb, unessential things, such as car loans or, credit card debt. These are the things that tie us down over time. And that can wear you down. If you have financial burdens, then you're forced to work extra hours to pay for these things that are not essential to living. You know, this is why I always emphasize focus on your needs, not your wants. Wants are luxuries. Luxuries are pushed by society. You know, having the latest, fanciest car is not going to make you happy, because no one's going to care what you drive. No one's going to care what jewelry you're wearing. No one's going to care the clothes that you wear. As long as it's functional. That's all that matters. But it's just simple examples like that can help us practice a more strict financial discipline so that we can save money that can be used as a freedom unit. So a store of wealth is not how much you can buy, but it's just how much time you can buy. Not the things that you can buy with it, but how much time you can buy with your wealth. And that's half the battle right there. It's not the full solution, but I can guarantee you getting your finances straight will help you go a long way emotionally in getting out of this loneliness epidemic. Catch you on the next video.